Okay, I'm going to be swatching my brown inks bottles, and these are going to kind of also include orangey inks like ancient copper, things like that. Or I thought it would, but I don't think I brought it over. I did. Okay, so I'm going to try and use one of these smaller. They're not the B nibs from Speedball. They're the manuscript version of them. I've got it in like 3 sizes. And I don't have a brown Pilot Parallel inked up because I'd done Dutch Marlins and I didn't like it. So I just kind of kept dumping other inks into it. So yeah, committing crimes. And basically, one of the reasons why I'm doing this is to see which ones I want to kind of just have a sample of. Because quite a few of these bottles I've gotten for free, or I've gotten them in ink bundles where I wanted one color off buy sell trade and ended up with more than one color. All right, let's see. I've never tried to write with this before. And it looks awful. I think if I just keep dipping it, it looks better. If I probably go slow. This is nice. When was the last time I used this? It's like a purpley brown. I will swatch it first. I'm so lazy with my lettering. There's somebody on Instagram. I'll see if I can remember who. Scientifically engineered, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember their name at the moment, but they do a great job with these kinds of nibs. I am not them. So let's put that over there. And how was I swatching? So I was just doing the smudging. Where is my glass? Oh. All right, I'm just going to use the one on the back of the star. And this is... Where is it? It should say somewhere. Oh, there was a box. Caran d'Ache. Colors of the Earth. I think this one's Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon, yeah. Okay. And I always forget how to spell Caran d'Ache, even though I have so many things by them. Colors of the Earth. Grand Canyon. And I was supposed to be leaving room for 2 inks. I did not do that. I might have to go sideways. We'll see. It doesn't matter. This whole point of this book, it's just one of those Hobonichi plain supplemental notebooks. And I have a ton of them. So there's a lot of this. I could probably sample it out for somebody. But yeah, this is really pretty. Somehow, this is on the bottle. I was twirling it around and I didn't see it. Ow. Okay. This is Diatramentis coffee. And I brought a sample of this. Yeah, it does smell. It's very faint. For Michaela. And she doesn't smell it. I feel like this smells like fishing coffee. which is basically when you go to, you get up at 3 a.m., you go to 7-Eleven and you get the burnt coffee from the, coffee pots that they've got there that nobody's refilled because it's it's such a weird time of day. And so it's kind of burnt. And that's what this smells like to me, which actually brings back fun memories. Even though I was terrible at fishing. I can't sit still. I don't know why my dad would take me fishing. I think he thought it would teach me to sit still. No such thing. Deatramentis. Because this is a scented ink, it's crazy wet. And I'll just write scented. And this is also a really pretty color. I like browns, as you'll be able to tell the further I go, because I think that's the color, other than maybe purple, that I have the most bottles of. All right. Let's do Diamond Sepia, because I might be able to fit. Can I fit that? I'm really mad at myself. I was supposed to not write so big. Oh well, I may have to go on to another page. Let's see. So this is one of those little bottles, which I was counting as samples, but since everybody else on Simone's Discord counts them as bottles, I will swatch them with my bottles. I won't list them as bottles to give samples of, but, Okay. Diamine plus Cult. I keep doing that. Pins. It's some weird UL. Sepia. This is such a nice color. I'm going to say that for all of them. Watch me. All right. And why don't I try and get all these loose bottles? This is... Maybe I could do this next to that because it's also Deatramentis, and I'll just put marzipan. So this is very, very light. It also is scented, and it smells like... Well, it used to smell like... I'm not smelling anything, but it used to smell kind of like, Jergens, the original soap, the like cherry almond. Kind of smelled like that. That's what I think marzipan smells like. I don't think anybody over here knows what I'm talking about, but stop dripping. Deatramentis marzipan scented. So it's also crazy wet, and I use this to lighten, well, I've used this to lighten that, and I basically made a color that was Diamond Golden Brown. So I want to kind of get these bottles off my desk though, so let's do some of these. We've got, I'll just say Inkvent Red, because I don't know what year the red was. And I'm too lazy to look. So we've got, wow, huge difference. So this is Brandy Snap. It can crust. Inkvent Red. Brandy Snap, but nowhere near as bad as Ancient Copper. So, do you see the little crusties in the lid? But I only had it crust once when I had it in a pen for way, way, way too long. But I really like Brandy Snap. That is a great color. Hence the giant bottle. Alright, and then we'll do Pen BBS. I think it's 504. I'm going to write that anyways, whether it is or not. Okay, Pen BBS. It's my only Pen BBS ink bottle. I think I might have a sample of something Pen BBS. But they've got some really nice colored inks. But I figure Pen BBS I can write. That's being very weird right there. It's Pen BBS small enough. To go here. Pen BBS 504 Magnolia. And the magnolia trees are in bloom on my road. We've got magnolias and cherries. And then a mystery of what's out in front of my house. But the parakeets like it, whatever it is. I'm glad that the cherry isn't the one directly in front of my house, because for some reason I sneeze at cherry tree time. All right, I'm gonna move these bigger ones out of the way so that I can, move my paper around some more. One sec. Right, let's do Bon Nudité. I rarely use this because it's quite dry, but if my TWSBI mediums keep being so freaking wet, I think that might be what's going in. Because too wet for me. Bon. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, please correct me. I did not do French in school. In fact, I was in a bungalow in high school when I was supposed to be doing French, and I would jump out of the window and go to photography class because they didn't let me take the photography class. So I just pretended I was in the class. And was getting the best grade before they realized that I wasn't actually in that class. So they finally let me take it. Let's see. This is Ferris wheel press. Will I fit that? Yes. Something umber. Steeped umber. And I want to swatch Diamond Chocolate Brown near that. Let's see how I feel. All right, I'll do something else to the left, and then I'll do that one. All right, Diamond Golden Brown. So this will be, because like I've got these on those Wear and Go cards, but everything looks different on those than to how it looks, on the Tomoe River paper. And so since this is, one of the things I use quite often, I have a huge stash of old stuff. I wanted to see how many of my inks look exactly the same. Diamond, golden, brown. I like the speed swatching. I'm not trying to make this look lovely. I'm also just want something, onto my river paper that I can bring to meetups and show people and say, hey, I've got this one. All right. Diamond Chocolate Brown. I love this one. think. They're kind of similar. Chocolate brown. Possible that Steeped Ember is a little redder, but I don't think they're different. Well, the writing looks different. The writing looks different. I will give it. So I don't know. I'm not going to be going too far onto the next page. I thought I was going to go further over here. I'll have to get more brown bottles. Okay, we've got... This is very visible, but highly mixable Diamond Coliseum. I can't even tell if it's on this glass pin. Coliseum. And I use that to mix things to kind of desaturate them and lighten them up a bit. But yeah, no point trying to write with that. Look for this back of the box before I knock it over. I had a bottle of Ferris Wheel Press Pink Eraser and I knocked it over and spilled about half of it. And I've kind of not been wanting to buy any of their bottles since. So this... Am I shaking the desk? Probably. This is Cocoa Shimmer, Diamine Cocoa Shimmer. One of the few bottles of shimmer that I own. Really well behaved. Really pretty color. I don't like how shimmer just dumps everything out in the, you know, first sentence and a half and then just isn't shimmering. But shimmers have been quite fun in the Pilot Parallels. So I'm only have one ink going off onto the other page. Are you kidding me with this? Maybe I'll add oranges. Like, because I've got Dominant Industry and Autumn Oak and Martian. So maybe I'll just write little tiny and orange. All right. So this is Diamond Ancient Copper. And I think that's the last one that's over here. Something feels weird though, like I'm missing something. I'm missing the ability to do math. There's that. Yeah, I feel like I should do oranges as well. I will go get those. Diamond. God, this is such a gorgeous color. This could also go on a page of reds. In a way. All right. 1 second. I'm going to go get my oranges. Okay. So I'm also going to do KWZ Honey. And the one I think I was forgetting was Birmingham Sandstone. So, and then I'll add a couple oranges as well. Because we just want to keep going, don't we? I just want to get all my ink bottles swatched. Oh, that's Pennsylvania Fieldstone. Moments. Okay, so let's do honey next. And so I'm also going to go into yellows. So that's right up here. Yeah, what's that doing, that marzipan? It's being weird. And orange. And yellows. All right, so the whole point of me clearing things off my desk was so that I would make room so this could just be in frame. Let's zoom out a little bit and knock it. Okay. We'll do honey. You move. KWZ, honey. And then, what should we do? Sandstone. Sandstone's one of those kind of beigey colors that is also kind of possibly in the green family. You know what? I think I want to swatch it off to the side just to see whether this should go on the green page. I don't know. Let's see. Move out of the way so I don't knock you over, and then we'll just quickly flip back. I think I might put that on the green page. Oh, look what I've done. Awesome. Okay. Let's just keep going. We're just going to keep going. This isn't to be fancy. Stop trying to be fancy. And then what about Moroccan mint tea? Is that going to be yellow or... I don't know. Now I'm thinking I should put the Birmingham on here. I could put it in both places. Nothing is stopping me. Right. Okay. Let's put the Birmingham. Let's just do oranges first. All right. We've got autumn oak. Get ink all over me. Actually, amazing I don't have more all over me. I used to use autumn oak all the freaking time. And then I got Martian, which is super similar, but for some reason I prefer. So I'll do that next to it. Nope. Okay, so Diamine, autumn oak. I think autumn oak is drier than Colorburst Martian. But let's try it out. The box, I mean, the packaging is super cool, but it's a pain in the hole to get the bottle out. Just saying. But I am happy I have a giant bottle. See what I mean? They're really, really similar. And for the cost of Colorburst Martian, yeah. Diamond autumn oak is fine. I just did one of those things where I became obsessed and had, oh my gosh. Aha, you can't see that. You can't see the mess I made. All right, so then we'll do Earl Grey tea. And then I've used a lot of that too, or sampled a lot out. I think I sampled a lot out. Oh my gosh. Well, so this thing where I wrote the orange and yellows, that's Kaweco Sunrise Orange, and I really like that. And I really liked this when I got it, but I think I'm just, you know, with my weirdness towards bright colors at the moment. Okay, so that is pretty. I think I just started putting way more ephemera in my journal, and the ephemera is, in a weird way, kind of more important than my writing. Because I don't have to write about it if the ephemera is there. So I could just blah, blah, blah about whatever. And okay, so now we'll do the Shimmer-tastic Golden Sands. This is my other shimmer. I have one other shimmer than this, and that's a Journalize. And that, their inks confuse me, because I think that they put shimmer in, but they also have the same color sheening. That's what it seems like. I don't know. As I said, I'm confused. But this is very pretty. And basically, I got the Golden Barrel pen, and it was supposed to come with the ink from Endless Pens, and it didn't. But, you know, Endless made good and gave me they gave me a refund of money, so. Yeah. Golden Sands. That would be good in a Pilot Parallel. Probably in the autumn. Have a ton of that. Okay, so now let's do Moroccan mint tea. So I'm counting this as a bottle because Cyan gave me a ton of it. Oh, now that's looking green. God darn it. I'll put it on the green too then. Sailor Moroccan. Did I spell that right? I don't know. No. Mint tea. Oh, I keep forgetting to look at the screen, you guys. I'm probably going to be out of screen for this whole dang thing. And then one last one. We'll do sandstone. We'll just throw it on here. Why not? I just thought of one more. One more yellow. Okay. BPC, sandstone. See how lazy I am, guys? And then I'll go get the other yellow. And then we'll be done. Okay. This is Sketch Ink, Rowan Cleaner, Sketch Ink Carmen. And this is like, okay, no, it's orange. Orangey yellow. And sticking to the dang thing. Glad I did that last. All right. Art and cleaner. Sketch ink. Carmen. And I have this because those inks are mixable and permanent, so you can make interesting colors if you have them all, collect them all. Plus, I think the artwork's done by Felix Scheinberger on the bottles, and he's cool. All right, so I'm gonna let these dry. I don't have my heat gun. I loaned it out, so I'm really gonna just let them dry. All right, I can't wait any longer. I miss my heat gun. I have another one down in the shed, but if I go down to the shed, I'll start doing the shed things, and I'll never come back. So let's hold them up. So this Caran d'Ache Grand Canyon, I don't think that's brown kind of at all. The way I remembered this one was basically steeped umber. Steeped umber is not like chocolate brown like I thought. So it's a good thing I swatched all these because I don't remember anything. Pin BBS Magnolia is quite pretty. It is a little bit redder than Golden Brown. Golden Brown is basically the mix I used to make out of these two because I didn't want the vanilla smell of KWZ honey in my 5-year all year long. And these both are so faintly scented that it just like didn't bother me. But Marzipan is not that far off from Moroccan Mint Tea. This is just slightly greener. Sandstone's just doing its own thing. I don't think it's green. It's kind of almost grayish. Grayish. Let's see. Lait de, you know, everybody knows what that one looks like. Sepia and Magnolia are quite similar in the writing. I don't know whether I actually needed both. Brandy Snap as well. Just a little bit browner than those two. I love my chocolate brown with the black sheening. Can you see the sheen? Cocoa Shimmer. I don't know why there's hardly any shimmer right here. I mean, you can see some of it. Look at this shimmer. It's completely bonkers. It's not even dry and it's just nuts. Look at the writing. Colorverse Martian and Autumn Oak. Martian's just a little bit darker, and I think feels like when you're writing it has a little bit more of the greeny undertone that they both seem to have. But I think if you want one of them, you can easily just go for the 30 ml bottle of Diamond Autumn Oak for a heck of a lot cheaper. Diamond Ancient Copper. So I had been kind of thinking of putting an ancient coppery type of color in here, and then I remembered I have ancient copper, but I'm wondering if I could put this in here. I don't have any blues inked up, but I don't know if I want any blues inked up at the moment. I kind of did blues a bit in January. This is Crazy Bright. I have never used it on its own. I just use it to mix with the other sketch inks. That's quite bright, but you know, it would work for letters in the autumn, I think. I don't know that I've ever used this. I can't remember that I have. So I think I will put that in here, but I'm also going to swatch it again in like the purple section because it's kind of a little bit more purple. I feel like it's a little bit similar to Burgundy Chocolate Notes, which when we get to the purples, you shall see. But yeah, I'm not going to dig out cards for all these because I just put a bunch of cards back away. So thank you for watching. I'm going to try and edit some of this because it's way too long. All right, bye.